Yo, hey guys, and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're all having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday, the most important day of this week, as in a couple of hours we will be having the most important news. The funds rate, as you can see right here, basically we are expecting a 0.25% of a rate cut. But if that would be the case, we will be seeing in a couple of hours. But as of right now, Bitcoin is still trading above the point of control where most of the volume has been traded. So basically it is possible that during the news and during the FOMC press conference, we see some kind of a nice push to the upside move, basically. And if we fail to break out by any of those levels and close a candle above them, then potentially I will be looking for a further chop to the downside until basically September ends, since as you know September is a bearish day normally for the markets. Also, as you can see, the Nasdaq is also having a correction as of today. The S&P 500 also pushing down, as you can see. So Bitcoin is going with the stock market right now, since the stock market is having a correction. Basically, Ethereum also still trading below the weekly pivot. Basically, we are kind of in a consolidation. The markets are awaiting the news, of course. So after we get our news, then we will be seeing some volatility and potential that would give us a clear sign of where price would be headed next. The pump token also right now having some kind of a correction, which is completely normal for a shitcoin. XRP currently still trading at this POC right here, as you can see, basically still chop, but we are below the weekly pivot, so we are bearish for the week. Sui also trading below the weekly pivot. Solana still above the weekly pivot, but we might lose it. It depends on the news, as I said. Ethereum we already talked about. The Bitcoin dominance was pushing to the upside, but right now it is hitting at that weekly R1, as you can see. So we might see some kind of a cool off for the Bitcoin dominance and potentially continuing this downtrend. But we'll see what happens. Now the liquidation heat map for Bitcoin, as you can see, we do have some liquidity on the upside which we failed to grab. So we might see some very strong fake out to the upside, grab all that liquidity and then come back all the way down for the liquidity which is remaining on the downside, since right now on the downside we do have significantly more liquidations than to the upside basically. So this is why I am targeting a potential stronger move to the downside. But as I said, today would be very, very volatile. So if at best you should avoid trading basically until the market cools off a little bit. But if you want to catch that volatility, then with proper risk management, you could go for it. The Bitcoin ETF inflows, we did have another green day. Basically, as you can see, we have not had a single sell-off in about 6 to 7 days basically. So this might change next week, but as you can see, basically they are still accumulating. The larger companies, basically the whales, they are still accumulating Bitcoin. They do not care about rate cuts or such things. Basically they just keep buying, since Bitcoin would eventually keep going up. The Fear and Greed index still sitting at 51, neutral, nothing new here. Long versus shorts ratio, you can see for a second day in a row we are bullish. We do have on the major exchanges more longs than shorts, which as you can see yesterday, I think most of the bigger exchanges, they were still short. Hyperliquid was still was also long yesterday, and the whales there are still long as of today, of course. Basically what I am expecting for Bitcoin, as I said, if we lose the weekly pivot, would be a liquidity grab all the way down, basically another move like the one that we had right here. That was about from the all-time high we had 13% and 13% of a move to the downside. Right now would potentially take us down to those lows right here, which is basically almost at 100k, 101k, and the funding rates, they are getting higher, still positive, so this is also a good sign. And as I said, we do have in a couple of hours the most important news of the day. And yes guys, that will be it for this update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.